Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be going over this brand new LEGO Halloween Ideas book. Now this book includes an exclusive 30-piece Halloween spooky scene model, and this book did release on August 4th, so it is fairly new at this point, and the book does retail in the US for $14.99 and then in Canada for $18.99, and we're just going to go through all of the preview pages that they give us for the book, the hardcover, like the cover of the book as well, and I'll just kind of share my thoughts on some of the builds that they put in here because I thought that could be fun just to comment on the Halloween builds that they're using and to also pick out where they're using the minifigures from because I find that really interesting as well to kind of advertise the Halloween theme. So on the cover of the book you can see that on the top right they're using one of the Monster Fighters minifigures there, so it's really interesting that they're using one of those to advertise on the front of the book considering that's an older theme. I mean, it makes complete sense, of course, but I'm honestly surprised they didn't try to use maybe a ghost from LEGO Hidden Side, so I'm kind of interested by that. And then we can see a witch build as well, which I have to say honestly kind of reminds me of like a Minecraft sort of like mob build, and I think that's kind of cool. And the actual spooky scene for the set, now I don't know what's exclusive about it necessarily, I don't think any pieces are, but it's still like the actual build just as an entity on its own is kind of exclusive, so it is nice that you do get that in the book. And then on the back of it we can actually see that they're using one of these series 14 Halloween minifigures there of the scientist, and I think that's really cool as well. And then we have a really awesome build of like, it kind of looks like it could be a witch, or like, I'm pretty sure it's a witch or Frankenstein or something on a motorbike there, and I think that's a pretty interesting build. We've got a bat as well. Then on the next page you can see they have a build for the Ghoulish Yard, and this one here looks pretty interesting. I love how they put some eyes on the gate there as well just to make it look like it's a creature that's alive. And on this page they're using another of these series 14 minifigures. You can see that's kind of a theme throughout this one, which makes total sense. I am so disappointed I missed out on that series when it originally came out, because it's one of my favorites. Like, just from seeing all of the series as a whole, it's definitely one of the best ones in my opinion. But this is a nice build here. I like the carriage as well. I like the use of the flame pieces on there, and the big wheels look good also, so overall some good builds there. Then on the next two pages we can see on the left veggie loving vampires, of course, because they can't be sucking blood if they're Lego, but we have one of them saying, "I'm a sucker for Halloween." Very funny joke there, LEGO. Good job. Or DK Publishing, whichever one of you wrote that joke. But two pretty nice builds. They're two very unique builds, I would say, for both of the vampires. I think they did a good job of creating both of those for sure. Then we have another different bat build there, which I think is really interesting there. Very interesting build for a bat. Then on the next page, we've got some curious buckets, which I actually really like these builds here. I think they look really silly and are kind of a cool idea to customize your own sort of like Halloween bags there. Now, those giant tiles there, I don't know what set you would get those in. Like, I honestly have no idea. I don't recognize them from any sets. I'm sure they're from some sort of set, but if anyone wants to let me know down below where those like giant orange and green tiles are from, be sure to let me know down below. And then if we move on to the next page here, you can see we have the ghost ship here, which of course you have to have the series 14 pirate piloting the ship. I suppose you could say piloting the ship. Then it sounds like he's piloting like a plane, but you know, you get the point. I think that this build is actually really nice. It's a pretty substantial build. On the front, I love the use of the Statue of Liberty headpiece there on the like statue at the front of it. I think that's actually pretty funny and a good use of that piece. And then it's a fairly substantial ghost ship build, so I would definitely commend them on that. Then next up here we've got the pumpkin garden, and I think that this one's nice as well. The builds for the pumpkins are fairly simple, but I like how it goes through the stages of it kind of growing. I think that's definitely a really interesting thing to do. Then we've got some spooky skulls as well, which look really cool. I actually do like these quite a bit. I like the use of the whip piece to use for eyes on the one on top, and then the upside down heart as well for a nose. I think that's actually really creative there, and I think that all three of those look pretty nice as well. Then we've got a Halloween build challenge right here, so you have a few challenges to go throughout the book, so I do like that as well. It definitely gives kids some activities to kind of interact with the builds here. Now, I am curious if some of the pieces that they include in this can be used for these build challenges, or if you're just supposed to kind of go into your own collection and get the pieces, but still, nonetheless, some pretty cool builds here for sure. Then we've got one of my favorite ones for sure, and this one's on the last preview page that we have here, and this one is of a ghost train right here. Now, I wouldn't really consider this like a full-on like train, obviously, as you can see here. It almost feels like more of a ghost ride here, but I do really like this one. As you can see on the left, they're using the Series 14 bug there, or fly, I suppose you could call it. And then on the bottom right, you can also see the Series 19 mummy right there. So some pretty interesting uses there. And I like this build quite a bit. Like, I really do. I think it's a cool, like, Halloween attraction there, and would actually be really nice to kind of build in your own city, or like in a carnival setting, and maybe even expand upon it as well. I think that would be a lot of fun. So overall, a really fantastic build there. And that brings us to the end of this book. Now, it's hard to comment on whether or not this is worth the value that they're charging here of the $14.99 in the US and then $18.99 in Canada, but I would say that it's a pretty good amount of stuff that you're getting in here. Like, the 30 pieces isn't too much, but the content inside is pretty nice. Now, obviously, I can't comment on all the pages because I don't own the book myself, but it's definitely, if you're interested in getting some Halloween ideas straight from Lego, I think it's one of the best options that you have. So overall, I would say that it is a pretty cool book that I would definitely recommend picking up if you're into, like, Halloween builds within Lego. And also, you could always wait for a sale on the book, or wait till it's actually Halloween season and then pick up the book. But yeah, overall, a pretty cool book here. I wanted to cover it on the channel because I didn't see too many other people talking about it, or really, to be honest, anyone talking about it. So I was like, you know what, I might as well cover this. So if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and check out some of my other content as well. That would be highly appreciated, and I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.